You're listening to WWSU 106.9 FM, Fairborn, Dayton's right choice. Thanks for tuning in to the Life Radio Show. I'm your host, Don Smith. Over 4.5 years on this station and somehow haven't gotten fired, and it's not for lack of trying. Which reminds me, I need to remind you that the views and opinions expressed on this show do not reflect the views and opinions of WWSU, Wright State University, or the Wright State student body. Let's face it, the views and opinions on this show don't reflect the views and opinions of most people in a civilized society, so buckle up and let's get stupid.
The brutal presence overwhelms me. The brutal presence overwhelms me.
Do you like how I did that, Scotty? That's professional.
That was
Just
beautiful.
And then I screwed it up by pointing it out. Hey, welcome to the Life Radio Show. You guys are used to this by now. I'm your host, Don Smith. It's been a good time here so far in the studio. My co-host for the week, the wonderful Scotty Mays, is back in. Is it still bulking season, Scotty?
Yeah, it absolutely is.
You didn't bring any donuts in, did you?
No, I did not. No.
Because the last time you were here,
I ate some donuts.
Oh, you ate some donuts.
I swear
I don't even know if you tasted them.
It's that bad.
With the red microphone light on, Scotty, it looks like you just ate a really hot chili pepper.
Or the tanning bed was just a little overexposed. It looks
like a red hot chili pepper. Yeah, that's what it is. That's what it is. Scotty's
That's
a little
what Tara
red
said.
today.
It looks like a red hot chili pepper. Weird.
Nice. Well, we're in here. Patrick has a camera on him today because we've only got the three of us in the studio. It's kind of cozy.
Yeah,
kind of cozy.
It's intimate.
Kind of.
Yeah.
With
Adrian Miller's not in. She's become a staple on the show.
She really has
lately,
become a staple on your
yeah.
show. I'm jealous.
Scotty's had to do all the research on my guests because I don't.
And I'm really excited about it too.
Yeah, and you did a fine job.
Thank you.
Fine job. You come in here. You don't have stacks of paper like Adrian does, but you came in. You did your homework.
I kept it simple.
You kept it simple. That's fine. We're good with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't have anything on the first guest, but that's okay. I don't have a lot on.
No, I really tried. I couldn't find anything.
And we're both drinking our chai latte.
Our chai lattes.
Your
Thank
cup
you,
almost
Patrick.
your cup almost exploded.
Yeah, mine garnished with a little plastic. It's all good. It's all good.
So how have you been, Scotty? It's been a long time since I've seen you.
I'm not used to Patrick asking me questions.
That's okay. We're going to
he was drinking. I was trying to keep the silence to a minimum.
Right. Because I was drinking. I was drinking.
Nice.
I was sipping my latte.
No, I've been good. I've been busy. I got a new job at a treatment center that I'm very happy at. Shout out to Brightview. And I've been doing some comedy at some other treatment centers, which have to remain anonymous for privacy purposes.
Right. Yeah, we can't advertise those on the radio, although they'd still probably pretty much stay anonymous.
Yeah. So
it's good. It's great to have you back in. I'm glad you're still doing comedy because we haven't seen you around in a bit.
Yeah, well, I'll be back.
You're doing your top secret comedy shows.
Well, in the type of comedy that I do, like it
should be kept secret.
And there's a niche for it. So I just did
that's true.
I just did a show up in Salina, and it was interesting to say the least. They it was outside in an enclosed porch.
Oh, okay. I think I know which one you were talking about. Yeah.
So it's like an igloo with wood paneling.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I
heard that was a really good show, though.
It was a great show. I had a great set, but the crowd was not very just say they were a little taken back by the type of material I was joking about.
Do tell.
And, one lady didn't even know what a Percocet was. So she had to ask her husband. And
and he gave her one.
Here, eat 4 of these. And I was like, hey, don't you give her those. You give those to me.
Right, exactly.
But, it was.
Oh, sorry.
I was.
My
Dang
bad,
it, Don.
I was really happy with the set that I had.
That's
good. It's okay. I'm okay with the fact that a lot of them didn't really laugh.
And where was it again?
In Salina.
Salina?
Yeah.
And they hadn't heard of Percocet.
Tucked back in a trailer park by the St. Mary's Lake boating docks. So
you may have just named our episode.
Tucked back in a trailer park?
Tucked in a trailer. Tucked back in a trailer park. That might be. See, sometimes it's just that simple, Scotty.
It's just that simple.
That simple here on the Life Radio Show. Just in case we don't come up with anything better. We're not doing any of your double stuff, Patrick.
I told Don, I'm not going to say what it was, but we came up with a funny name out in the lobby prior to the show starting.
Well, you'll have to tell me at commercial break.
I'll tell you at commercial.
And you let me forget to introduce myself the proper
Oh,
way.
and I forgot it too.
Yeah, because I'm your host, Don Smith.
Wildcraft.
What the hell was that?
We're not going back into the bull simulator. But were you here for that?
Oh,
You weren't here. Who was in for that? I thought for sure that was
I
you.
thought
'cause that
Scotty was in for that too.
I thought you stopped liking me. I haven't been on
Huh?
the show in like months.
No,
man.
wait,
I was
no,
starting to
no,
have
it wasn't.
withdrawals.
I've been.
No,
I've been
it wasn't
crazy.
Scotty, it was somebody
Yeah, I
else.
know.
Good,
I know
just-
you have.
the podcast is dropping 3 episodes a week now. I've actually kept that going, and I had so many that were back. I was so backed up. No, I had so many
Tucked
episodes
back in the trailer park.
Yeah, so tucked back into that trailer park that I was going to explode. No, I had so many episodes pre-recorded already that I didn't have to. You all right, Patrick?
Yeah, there's somebody
Just-
out there, and I think I need to talk to him.
Yeah. You tell them to
Okay,
refill
wow,
the
that-
water in the Keurig for our
Like-
chai lattes.
Yeah, exactly. I could use another chai. Well, we lost Patrick. I don't even
That's
know what
okay.
to
We
do
got
now.
this.
Yeah, we got this. What was I talking about? Oh, I was
being
tucked
backed
back in the
up.
trailer park.
Yeah.
No, I was back. I had so many episodes pre-recorded already. If we miss this call from Doug, I'm gonna fire Patrick as my producer. No, I had so many backed up that I didn't have to record a Saturday show for like almost a month, and I was still dropping 3 episodes a week. And we recorded last Saturday had a lot of fun doing that. So I'm still keeping the 3 episodes a week going, and just been busy. I've been keeping the publicist I've been working with has a lot of great clients that he's getting me. So and if
Yeah, I would say
if
so,
anybody's
man.
looking to hire a publicist right now, if you're an actor or comedian that's at that level where you might need a publicist, check out Steven Joyner. He's a good dude. He'll get you on a lot of stuff. Get you out there quite a bit.
Michael Morris was the person I was trying to think of earlier today.
Oh, okay. Why?
For something that I don't know if you'll want to revisit. It was a prior episode several months ago where Scotty and Mike were both on it.
Oh, that's when he was taking a bath.
Okay.
Oh, no, we were on the show together.
Yeah.
I thought,
Right,
I thought about the one
Not
where
the
he was
time you
talking
were
about-
taking a bath
Not the
together.
time.
I
thought it was when he was taking a bath watching
I don't
us.
think we Facebook Lived when we did that. When we took
No,
a
that
bath
was-
together, we had to.
We should do one from the bathtub.
Well, I don't think you wanted your phone to get wet.
Yeah, we'll call it.
That's not the
Suds
only
with
thing he
Studs.
doesn't want getting
Yeah,
wet.
there you. Yep, the next Life Radio show is going to be broadcast from our bathtub.
Titled-
it's a clawfoot
Yeah.
tub. It's big enough for 3.
Titled Suds with Studs.
Yep, and chai latte.
With stuff.
studs in suds.
Studs and Suds.
That's a
Oh,
good
man, that's
title.
another
too.
good one. Yeah.
Yeah. Studs and suds. There you go. That's the new. We're going to make a calendar. The Life Radio Show Studs and Suds calendar.
That would be great.
That would sell.
That would suck.
That would.
I don't know who would buy them. I don't want to know anybody that would buy that.
I would
If
buy-
I'm
You need-
friends
you
with
need
somebody
your-
that would buy that, I'd probably unfriend them quickly.
You need yourself. You need Scotty. You need Michael. You need the guys from Dose Dollar Store dudes. We have a phone caller.
Yep. All right. We do have a. Okay. Hey, welcome to the Life Radio Show. Is this Doug?
Yes, it is Doug. How you doing, Don?
Are you echoing, or is there somebody else there with you?
Oh, no. Is that me echoing?
Okay. I think we got it figured out.
I don't know yet.
Our tech is on it. Patrick's on it. He's on the case. We will get through this.
Yes.
All right. Well, hey, welcome to the Life Radio Show.
Thanks for having me.
We're on top of things here. We really get right to the bottom of everything
top
that
of
happens
things.
on the. We're on top of it and right to the bottom.
And right
we
to the
are
bottom.
all over the place. So hey,
Are you in a reverberating corridor by any chance?
that's
No,
a
I'm not.
personal question.
It just sounds like it is. His phone sounds really weird.
It's too early in the show to get that personal, Patrick. I about called you Crappick. I don't know why.
Great.
Wow. Hey, Doug Dietz, how's it going?
Good, man. Good.
So, tell me a little bit. You host a podcast?
Yeah, so I'm in Jersey, New Jersey, for those people that don't know the shortened version of it. And yeah, so I do a podcast. It's called The Good, the Bad, and the Sequel, where
Nice.
me and my co-host Jamie, what we do is we review movie sequels. But the only way we'll do is if we interview somebody that worked on that movie. So actor,
okay.
producer, director, writer, special effects, you name it. I've talked to a bunch of different people, and it's been going really well, almost too well that I'm shocked.
Yeah, my show hasn't, so it's and I'm not at all shocked by that. Well, no,
You're
that's
live on the radio. I'm not live on the radio ever.
oh well. There you go. So we have that going for us.
You
Yeah.
got that.
Yeah,
First time on the radio.
it's exciting.
Yeah.
It's exciting to be on the radio. I don't even know how many times I've been now. It's just way more than first. So you review movie sequels.
Yeah,
And
good
that's-
ones,
How's
bad
it?
ones.
What's that?
I said good ones, bad ones, everything in between.
How'd you get into doing that? Did you find sequels that you liked better, or was it easier to get people that were in the sequels?
Well, it was kind of like when you're in college and you go to the bar and it's late at night and you're just trying to find somebody, to take home. It's like really you're throwing out all the lines to as many people. So yeah, I would just email a bunch of movie sequels, agents, managers, reach out on social media, and then who would get back to me will kind of dictate, what we would do. I don't have the pull yet to say, hey, I want to talk to Bruce Willis. I want to do this movie.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you had just kind of like my show. You take what you can get.
Of course.
No offense,
yeah,
Scotty.
yeah.
We love having
That's
you.
all
You're
right.
you're always one of our favorites.
I'm always the I'll take what I can get guy.
Yep. You're always the guy I call when somebody cancels.
Hey, Scotty, he doesn't have
Yeah.
a life. What's
he
he
doesn't
doing?
have anything to do. He's not booked anywhere. At least he doesn't share where.
Almost got him to spit his latte.
Yeah, you almost lost your latte on that.
This is how we roll in Ohio. We drink lattes and
Yeah, we drink lattes and pick on each other. So,
That sounds like a Seattle thing.
what's that?
That sounds more like a Seattle thing.
well, we
Lattes
we
and
steal
things like
everything from Seattle. We even wrap flannels around our waist.
Well, they're terrible lattes in melting plastic cups. So there's a little bit of toxin with my latte.
that. Oh, nice.
It's good flavor. It adds to it. Really, I'm probably gonna be high by the time I leave because
I
it's all
doubt
this
it.
melted plastic.
Either high or diagnosed with cancer.
Yeah, I was high when I came in. So well. No, I'm kidding. I've been clean for hours.
Scotty's definitely not high because he doesn't have his donuts with him.
Right.
Thanks for. I like all the triggers you guys are just saying.
Yeah,
out there.
yeah. We had a discussion of bulking season when we had Texas Cheney on the other week. So, because he's a wrestler and he was in bulking season. So.
Oh, I wish you would have been. If I would have been on that show, I would have taken my shirt off. I would have done the whole show with my shirt off while eating the donut.
Yeah.
No,
Man,
that would be a
that's-
great calendar.
You're gonna have to come back next week, or somebody just bring Scotty some donuts. No, that would help my ratings. Probably wouldn't do much for me, but it would help my ratings. Anyway, so do you host this podcast by yourself? Do you have a partner or co-host?
Do you regret
Yeah.
calling into this show?
Do you regret calling into the show? That's the best.
No, not at all. So I do all the interviews by myself, but my co-host Jamie is the one. He helps me with the reviews. So we talk
okay.
about it either in person or we do it over the phone. And
Yeah. Do you prefer in person or over the phone?
for
in
the
person is always
reviews, in
better.
person. Yeah, in person, there's a lot better vibe when you're doing that. But I haven't interviewed any actor in person yet, so it's mostly over the phone whenever they have time. But man, that'd be really cool one day.
Yeah, absolutely. I try to get people in, but it's hard to do with some of the guests I've had in lately. They all have to be over the phone, and over the phone interviews are great, but at the same time, it's harder to read somebody, and it's harder to and you step on each other's words every now and then.
You need to convince your producer to fly Richard Karn over here to be on the show live.
You are my producer, Patrick. Did you?
No, I meant
You really do have a
The
short-term
person-
memory issue, don't you?
No, the person
That's a
who's-
long-term memory issue at that point because you've been my producer now for at least a year and a half.
I meant the person who's booking these interviews. For
Oh,
you.
my publicist.
Publicist. That's what I'm.
Yeah,
thinking
he's
of.
not going to do that. I'd have better luck with my producer.
I can't afford to fly him here.
Exactly. That's
So what's
Patrick, just go pick him up.
there you go.
There you go.
Yeah, it's only
Yeah.
he's only in Lexington.
Yeah.
He'll be in Lexington for the Lexington Comic and Toy Convention.
The problem is I can't drive.
yeah, still has the
Put him on
cord
T-shirt
hanging
the
over his head.
handlebars.
The corridor.
Kentucky's only a little bit mountainous.
I turn
You'll be
into
fine.
I turn into a monster
Downhill,
when I'm
if
behind
you
the
pick
wheel.
up enough speed, you'll go up the next one. That's the idea.
So, what has been your favorite sequel that you've reviewed?
Ooh, favorite sequel, as in good?
So, look, which one have you
Not
had the most fun
necessarily,
with?
because some of them are great when they're terrible.
Please tell me it was Troll 2.
Oh no,
They're eating her.
no. Honestly, the most fun that I've had so far was probably Karate Kid Part 3.
Ah.
So I don't know if you ever saw that one, but
Yeah.
there's two amazing bad guys in that. Plus Martin Cove's back. But there's a guy named Terry Silver, and his character is amazing. He's like this tycoon. I don't even know what he does for a living, but he's like mafia-ish. And his whole goal throughout the whole movie is to beat up a 19-year-old kid.
What's wrong with that?
That's my goal today.
I've met a lot of 19-year-old kids, and I just like to give them a beat down. You know.
I'm officially one of them old men that's like, you know what's wrong with this
Yeah.
world?
If you kids,
These kids are going to be running our country someday.
it's terrible when you hit that age, isn't it?
It is
Because you know
horrible.
you're just like really close to screaming. Get
Okay,
off
well,
my
let's
lawn.
back it up. For the record, that age, I'm only 44. So it's,
You're older than me.
am I?
I thought we were closer than that. I thought we were the same age.
Well,
No, apparently you're
we have
like-
similarities, but not many.
Right, we're
differences.
both in balking season. I'm just perpetually stuck in it. I don't know when balking season ends.
Middle of
I
March.
just keep going. Give me more of them donuts. We're going to do this.
Man, say donuts one more time.
Yeah, you're
I don't
triggering
think
me.
I want to.
Our next guest is going to be my sponsor on the show.
Oh, so what is one of the worst sequels that you've seen?
Probably the one that we just did, which was Super Babies, Baby Geniuses 2. It's John Voight, Scott Baio, and I was lucky enough to interview Vanessa Angel. Do you remember her from Kingpin? And
Oh, yeah.
yeah, she was
Yeah.
awesome.
How can you forget her?
Scott Baio, really?
Yeah.
Did you let him know he wasn't in charge? Sorry, man. That was horrible. I
Yeah,
couldn't.
not
help
in
it.
that sequel. He wasn't.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that sounds like a bad. I haven't even seen the original. I can't imagine the sequel being
Yeah,
good.
the sequel is a little bit. The premise of the movie is John Voight is a German. I don't even know what you would say he is. I guess he was in the military, but his goal is to put all the babies in the world into camps. So it's a little edgy
And beat up a
on-
19-year-old kid
Wow.
to put all the babies in camps.
Oh yeah, it's borderline. Like they could almost just say like the word Hitler was never mentioned, but he was that character. It was to the point. It was like ugh.
So he was like part Hitler, part Cruella de Vil, or something like that.
It wasn't a puppy mill. It was a baby mill.
Yeah, exactly.
A baby mill.
It's a lot more fun working there. Oh wow, that's
So that-
we go a little off the rails every now and then, Doug. Just you
That's
have
good.
to.
I like it.
So where are we, Scotty? I've completely lost
Brother,
it.
I don't know. We
All
were
right.
just talking about baby mills.
Yeah, dog. Yeah, I just
Yeah.
all I know at this point is I am not going to say donuts again.
Oh, you just
Oh, man.
He said it.
Yeah.
Y'all want to see what it sounds like to,
No, I said I'm
for a
not
grown
gonna
man to
say.
cry on the air?
Well, then I'm not going to say donuts either.
Well, Michael Moore said he's on his way with donuts. So
What's that?
Michael Moore said he's on his way with donuts.
Sweet.
So I
Sweet.
appreciate all my enablers of the
That,
world.
that just means you're going to have to be shirtless eating donuts.
Yeah.
That's what that means. Michael Morris is just looking out for Michael Morris is just looking out for the show. That's right.
Michael should get like a variety pack of donuts. That way, like get a donut for each month of the year, and then we could photo shoot with Scotty.
Oh, for the calendar.
Yeah, for the
For
calendar.
studs and nuts.
Studs and nuts. That's great.
Oh, wow. We'd have to hype. It'd be apostrophe nuts because you're getting rid of it. Yeah, we're shortening it.
That was my nickname back in the day, apostrophe nuts.
I have missed you. I missed having you on the show, Scotty. We just lost like 18 viewers when you
It really did. We went from 15 to 9, just like that.
Whoops. They'll be back.
They
They
will be.
always come back.
That's okay.
We don't need you.
Michael said a chocolate donut for Black History Month. Wow.
Oh, no, there you go. There you go. That's
Baby Mills and that.
yeah. Really, our goal is just to beat up a 19-year-old kid. Still,
That's it.
really.
Yeah.
We're going to keep coming back to that.
Is that going to be a turquoise donut for domestic violence or something like that?
Oh my god.
Well, this,
There's domestic
This,
violence. We have gone way off the rails at this point. I don't even know what can save us. Doug, is there anything that can save? Is there a sequel that can save us? Is there a sequel that like saves a radio show from imploding in on itself?
Oh man. I don't know if it would save it, but one cool interview I got to do, I chatted with William Sadler, who was in Die Hard 2,
Oh, okay.
Death and Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. He was like the coolest, most down-to-earth guy. You wouldn't even know that he doesn't know how amazing he is. He was so cool. And Bogus Journey is like one of the coolest movies, coolest sequels. It's his character. Usually movies, when they introduce something in a sequel, it could fall flat.
Yeah.
He was like that perfect addition to basically, I think that first movie had all Genghis Khan, Napoleon Bonaparte, and all those other side characters, but Death by and far was awesome. And he's going to be in the new movie that's coming out this summer.
That's right. They are making another. Another Bill and Ted.
Yeah.
That should be interesting. Well, yeah, you'll definitely have to get a review out of that one.
Oh, yeah, I might have to check that one out.
Yeah. Yes, I've never been huge on sequels. So there's so many sequels out there that have just ruined the original for me that I have a hard time with some sequels.
Like what? Do you have one in mind? Are you talking like Jaws 3? Or...
God, Jaws, anything other than 1. And Godfather 3 was one that should have never been made.
Yeah, that was bad.
2 was pushing it. Wasn't bad, but 3 was just, there should have never been a Godfather 3. Just my opinion.
So you're telling me you're not into like a Meatballs 2 or a Meatballs Part
Yes,
3?
all the police academies I loved.
Oh, yeah.
I
No,
liked
those
them
are
up to
awesome.
like 5. After that, it's like, and I'm done.
What about all the Porky's sequels? The Porky's series was pretty cool.
Oh,
I
they're
think the
great.
second one was all right. After that, it just kind of drags on.
It
It's
served
like,
its
okay.
purpose as a
Yeah, it's
pubescent
like-
adolescent for me.
Exactly. I was out of that teenage years by that point. Like, I don't need these anymore. I got real porn. I can buy real porn at this point, Scotty. I don't.
The only guy that still buys magazines. It's amazing.
Right.
I don't understand.
I'm keeping that industry alive.
And now, Studs, Suds, and Nuts on Pornhub.
The Beverly Hills Cop series. That was a good one, Michael. Those were pretty good too. Those
Nah,
weren't
the
bad.
third one's trash, man.
Yeah,
They do, like the one that's
yeah.
like the theme park that's like Disney-ish.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember
the
that
first,
part.
the first one was great, and after that, it's like nope, and nope. That's-
Not enough bananas in the tailpipe.
That's always a problem. Not enough banana in the tailpipe.
That was pretty good.
What was I just about to say? The Evil Dead 2. Definitely good. Definitely the best of that entire group of.
You didn't like Army of Darkness?
It was good. It was Army of Darkness was good. That's one where I will say, okay, the sequels, because the original was okay.
Yeah.
Evil Dead 2 was brilliant. Army of Darkness was cool, and the series actually,
Dude.
Do you ever interview as sequels? Do you ever review like a series that was made off of a movie and sequels?
Oh, you mean like a TV series? Or
Yeah. Because
no, we have not done that yet.
okay, because Ash versus the Evil Dead.
Those are really good.
I was worried to watch them because I loved all three of the movies, and I was really worried to watch that series, thinking they're gonna screw it up. And I watched it; it was very well done. All the campiness from the original movies, all the goofy humor, all the slapstick, all the stuff was there, and it worked.
And you had Xena.
And it had Xena. You can't go wrong with her. Yeah, that's.
I have to go back and mention Police Academy 6 is one that we covered, and I interviewed Proctor. Who,
no way. That's awesome.
The 6th movie is pretty awesome. And that was funny because when I interviewed him, we did it via like Skype so I could see what was behind him in his office. And it happened to be that movie poster.
Oh, that's
and if you go back, that's a good movie.
Here's a funny thing. I actually recently, all of those are up on Netflix, and I have been rewatching all of the Police Academies over the past couple of weeks. I'll put one in every now and then. I got up to 5. I have not yet rewatched 6. I will have to do that. That's on my schedule for tomorrow now, is to rewatch Police Academy 6, because it's been a long time, and I actually have been rewatching all those.
I got to tell you, when I watched those series back in the day, I was convinced that Bobcat Goldthwait really talked like that.
He doesn't?
It just blew my mind the first time I heard him like live, and I was like, "Wait a minute, who's this poser?"
Yeah, Michael Morris wants to know if the Blue Oyster Bar is real. Are you asking for a friend, Michael?
He was going to stop. He was going to stop there on his way with the donuts.
It's because Blue Oyster Bar also serves the rainbow donuts that you're asking about.
Right. There you go. Taste the rainbow.
Depends on which rainbow you're tasting.
Yeah, y'all keep bringing donuts up. It's hard for
That
me
was
to
Patrick that
cuss on
time.
the air right now.
That's Patrick that time.
Well, technically Michael, because he asked about, or he mentioned the rainbow donut.
Oh, did he? I didn't see
earlier
that.
in the comments. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's what happens. I don't pay attention. All right, we're gonna have to hit the comedy rundown and take a little break. Play us a tune, and we'll be back here shortly with some. Are you going to stick around with us for news stories?
I would love to if you want to have me.
Absolutely. News stories are fun. You'll love them.
All Florida?
You might hate them. No, actually, there aren't a lot of Florida stories. I do have a couple in here, I'm sure, because you can't have a whole list full of news stories without Florida man somewhere in there.
It's hot in here. It's getting hot in here.
Sorry.
It's the donut talk.
It's all that chai tea latte. That's the chai latte.
exactly
It's just warming you up. It's all toasty. Anyway, here's this week's Comedy Run, brought to you by the legendary Wiley's Comedy Club at 101 Pine Street in Dayton's historic Oregon District. Call 224-JOKE or call 937-224-JOKE because we have new area codes here. So call 937-224-JOKE or go to wileyscomedy.com for all the best in Dayton comedy. Tuesday, February 18th tonight, open mic at Peaches Grill at 104 Xenia Avenue in Yellow Springs. That show starts at 8 p.m. There's also an open mic tonight at Jimmy's Ladder 11 at 936 Brown Street at 8:30 p.m. And Story Slam Dayton is at Wiley's Comedy Club tonight. Actually started at 7. You're late. Also tonight, open mic at Somewhere at 804 West North Street in Lima. Somewhere is the name of the bar, not to confuse people. That show starts at 8 p.m. There's also tonight the Toxic Super Dope Comedy Night at Toxic Brew at 431 East 5th Street in Dayton at 8 p.m. Wednesday, February 19th, open mic at Mila's Suburban Cafe at 606 Taywood Road in Englewood at 7 p.m. Also an open mic at the South Park Tavern at 1301 Wayne Avenue. That show starts at 9 p.m. And also on Wednesday night, Dayton Film Connections is going to be at Wiley's Comedy Club discussing film. Thursday, February 20th, open mic at the Spirited Goat at 118 Dayton Street in Yellow Springs. That show starts at 7 p.m. It's also an open mic at Star City Brewing. It's 319 South 2nd Street in Miamisburg from 7 to 10 p.m. Also an open mic at the Barrel House at 417 East 3rd Street from 8:30 to 11. And also on Thursday, open mic at the Hookah Bazaar at 958 Patterson Road. That show starts at 10 p.m. Also on Thursday, there's a lot of shows this week.
There's almost as many shows as there is AA meetings around.
Exactly, probably more. As I was looking for a while, and then I thought, nope, I like vodka too much.
That's why we have so many AA meetings, is because of
There's
the
too many
shows.
comedy shows, absolutely.
Everybody's
it's for the
drinking.
audience. Also on Thursday, Darren Brand is going to be at the Dayton Funny Bone at 88 Plum Street at the Green. Friday and Saturday, February 21st and 22nd, Haywood Banks is going to be at Wiley's Comedy Club at 101 Pine Street in the Oregon District. And Friday through Sunday, February 21st through the 23rd, Miss Pat is going to be at Dayton Funny Bone at 88 Plum Street at the Green. Those are two good competing shows right there. So get out and see Haywood. Saturday, February 22nd, comedy night at Groves Franklin Tavern at 331 South Main Street in Franklin. That show starts at 7 p.m. And Sunday, February 23rd, Wiley's Sunday Comics is at Wiley's Comedy Club at 101 Pine Street. Get out and support your local comics and your local comedy club. Jessica Grau is going to be hosting that show, and our good friend Gary Henry is going to be closing that one out. That is it. As always, check out Wiley'sComedy.com and DaytonFunnyBone.com for details and tickets to upcoming shows. And don't forget to check out our Monday night open mics at the Barrel in Springboro at 7 p.m. and at the Stage Door in Dayton at 8:30. We're going to go ahead and take a break. Let's see who I don't even think I changed what I was playing from last week because I got that lazy last night after getting home at 9:30 and having an interview and getting ready for this show. So, First song we're going to play tonight is going to be St. Mary, St. Michael. The song is No One Else. You ready, Patrick?
Yes.
Awesome. Hit it.
2, 1, 2, 3, 4. First time I saw you standing right there before me, I tried to think of clever things to say, but I settled for how are you. And then I knew you were the one that God himself placed here for me. I know it's said all the time, but I don't care. It's how I feel. It's all 'cause there is no one else that I want by my side. There is no one else to hold me through the night. There is no one else that can keep strong but you. You make the bad things seem alright, and you make the good things even better. There is nothing that could seem so important when I am thinking of you. Yeah, now when I look into your eyes, well, all I can see is my life with you. Now when I think of where we've been, well, I can't help but get excited for where we'll be. It's all 'cause there is no one else that I want by my side. There is no one else that can hold me through the night. No, there is no one else that can keep me strong but you. Throughout the good times and the bad, well, I may not always like you, but I'll always be glad to have you by my side.
Hey, this is Don Smith from the Life Radio Show. Do you like telling jokes? Are you the class clown? Do your friends always tell you you're funny? You want to prove them wrong? Well, nearly every Sunday, Wiley's Comedy Club at 101 Pine Street in Dayton's Oregon District brings you Wiley's Sunday Comics. You can be the one on stage making people laugh, or not. All you have to do is send an email to wileysundaycomics@gmail.com and follow the instructions in the reply email, and you can tell jokes at Ohio's oldest comedy club.
I'm ready to get old. I am. You know why? I grew up with an Atari 2600. Yeah, that's right. One of the joysticks on that, same joystick on a hover-around scooter.
Hi, this is Haywood Banks at Wiley's Comedy Club in Dayton, and you're listening to the Life Radio Show at WWSU, Dayton's Right Choice.
You don't want to double stuff with two D's. That's the wrong thing. Anyway, can we say that on the air, Patrick?
Double
Just
stuff
did.
with two D's? I mean, nobody knows what we're talking
that's
about.
Such a
so.
weird way to spell it. Why would you spell it that way?
Yeah, double
Anyway.
stuff, S-T-U-I. I just realized all this time that we were spelling it wrong.
Exactly. Anyway, hey, welcome back to the Life Radio Show. I'm your help. I'm your help.
Hi, Satan.
I'm your help. You guys are in trouble. No, I'm your host, Don Smith. Wildcraft.
Wildcraft.
Got it that time, Patrick.
Can't believe you snapped your fingers, too.
That was
You
great.
got your shooter
Wildcraft.
fingers, dude.
Hell yeah. That's how we do it on the Life.
Man.
My co-host for the week, Scotty Mays, is in. So
We're
good to have you back.
Thanks, man. We're just letting all the Midwest out tonight, aren't we?
Yeah.
He mentioned Scott Baio and you channel your inner Chachi. What the hell?
Sorry. That's a better episode title. Channeling my inner Chachi.
That's pretty funny.
That's how we come up with the show titles, just so you know. Episode titles is just random silly things that are said on the air.
Dude, I'm seriously sweating in here. I don't know if it's this red light bulb that keeps blinking.
Yeah, it's a tanning
No.
bulb. You're gonna be really dark when you leave here. How do you spell Chachi?
Spell it how it sounds.
I got to head off for a moment.
Okay.
So, see you guys for the second hour.
I wrote channel my inner chai latte. Anyway, Doug Dietz is my guest on the phone.
Double D.
Double D.
Double D, look at that. So if anybody said anything,
Yep,
you just say, hey, this is why we're saying the joke.
Yeah, because you do spell that with two D's. I don't even know if I have enough composure for news stories right now, but we're gonna try to get through this.
All right.
This first story is one I kind of wish Brandon Berry was in here, because Brandon Berry at one point was basically told that he was too ugly for Tinder. We had I interviewed him in here, and he talked about being basically kicked off of Tinder, and he figured that's why it was. So that was the name of the episode, I believe, was Too Ugly for Tinder. So a model has claimed she was kicked off of Tinder because she was so attractive that men she matched with thought she was fake. Holly Valentine.
Oh.
Like you're not going to see a gorgeous picture of a model named Holly Valentine matching with you on Twitter and think it's real. Holly Valentine, 26, lives in LA but often travels around the world with work, so decided to join the dating app as a way to meet people while exploring new cities. That's MEET. She signed up for the paid version of the site, which allows you to see people anywhere in the world. Anywhere. This is great, very well written here. This is anywhere in the world, and uploaded a number of cute snaps. While she often shares saucy photos on her Instagram page, of course she does.
Yeah.
She insists she works at Taco Bell. No, she insists that all the photos on her dating profile were clean because she's shy when it comes to dating. But Holly claims that within just a few hours of signing, she was inundated with messages from matches insisting that her account was fake. She was soon locked out of the app, and when she tried to re-download it and to sign in, it wouldn't work. Kicked off of Tinder for being too pretty. Boo hoo.
Wow. Must be rough for her.
Yep, I feel so bad that you are so gorgeous that people think you're fake when you send them pictures. That's terrible thing.
And the name sounds fake. It almost sounds like she's like a late night Skinamax actress.
That actually sounds
Holly
like
Valentine. Yes,
it
really does.
It does. Not necessarily Skinamax. That could be the real. Yep. As long as her middle initial is not I. That would be weird. Just have to initial things HIV. Terrible. Let's see. Japanese fashion billionaire Yusaku Maezawa has pulled out of a documentary search for a girlfriend to take on his voyage around the moon with Elon Musk's SpaceX, citing his, quote, mixed feelings about participating. This month, the 44-year-old announced he was seeking single females over 20 willing to vie to become his girlfriend for a documentary to be aired on a streaming service, Abema TV. Almost 28,000 people applied. Maezawa said he is, quote, extremely remorseful about the decision to pull out. Which, it happens. Sometimes you're remorseful about the decision not to. Apologizing to applicants of the TV staff in posts on Twitter where he is Japan's most followed account with more than 7 million followers. Maezawa, the founder and former CEO of online fashion retailer Zozo, which he said last year sold to SoftBank Group, is known for launching big ideas with much fanfare, though some of them don't pan out as planned, like taking somebody to the moon with you. Nothing new there. I don't know how that's Michael Morris has never been upset about pulling out. It's usually a good decision.
Why don't we set Holly up with this guy and she can go around the moon with him?
There you go. That's not a bad
That's
idea.
a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
Sounds like a scene from Revenge of the Nerds.
I don't know. She might be too attractive for the moon.
And she'd be like, oh my God, it's not even made of cheese.
Oh, man. Okay, where are we? Have a cold one. Have an El Chapo beer.
Shut up.
That's the message of Alejandrina Guzman, whose company has developed a craft beer dedicated to her infamous incarcerated kingpin father, Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. The beer is part of the El Chapo 701 brand, which has already launched a clothing line and gets its name from when Forbes named him the 701st richest person in the world in 2009. Forbes estimated his net worth to be $1 billion at the time. This is an artisanal beer with 4% alcohol. The prototype is a lager, and it's made up of malt, rice, honey, and cocaine. Honey, so it's good. That's the slogan. It's made up of malt, rice, and honey, so it's good. Okay, said Adriana Atuarte, a salesperson for the brand, who, why would she not say it was good? She's a salesperson. Don't drink this. This is crap. Buy it. And the idea is for it to be sold at bars that stock craft beer. So you can now drink El Chapo.
Oh, and there's a disclaimer. It says may cause a heart attack and tunnel vision.
Oh.
So here's the thing for people who have never done cocaine and consumed alcohol.
Like at the same time? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The alcohol doesn't really work as well when you're on the cocaine.
Okay. So
but once the
you're
cocaine
saying,
wears off,
well,
the alcohol
El
comes back
Chapo is
into
only
play.
4% anyway.
4% cocaine?
Yeah. Not sure of the alcohol content. It's 4% cocaine.
It's mind-numbing.
Yeah, and tequila. That's right. Cocaine and tequila. That's El Chapo's real beer. Let's see. I'm gonna skip forward. We're gonna do a top 9.
Ooh,
Top 9. Yes.
I'm a soft
nice.
5.
Thank you for that, Scotty. Off with the shirt.
These chai lattes really bring out the honesty,
they really
doesn't
do. Yep, chai latte truth serum. Okay, get it together, Scotty. This is going to be the 9 craziest things seized by Customs and Border Protection. So this should be fun. Number 1, live pigeons. Customs officials stopped a 23-year-old Australian man after they discovered 2 eggs in a vitamin container in his luggage. It was under his pant legs that they discovered pigeons wrapped in padded envelopes and secured to each of the man's legs with a pair of tights. Officials also seized seeds in his money belt and an undeclared eggplant. That's bird smuggling. Like there aren't enough pigeons here. Why do you have to bring your foreign pigeons to American soil?
He misunderstood.
They could have
carrier
flown
pigeon.
over the wall all by themselves. Number 2, Egyptian mummy linen.
Oh, really?
What?
Customs Border Patrol officers in Michigan seized 5 jars of ancient mummy Egyptian mummy linen. I can't even say it all. Ancient Egyptian mummy linen. Coming illegally through the northern border. I can't talk. I'm done. In May of 2019, inspection of a shipment on a Canadian mail truck in Marysville on May 25th revealed the illegal antiquities believed to be from the 305 to 30 BCE. The agency said the U.S. government focused on repatriating the artifacts back to Egypt. So yes, don't smuggle mummy linen.
It was a
Or
huge
use
jar of tuts.
Yeah, that was not a very funny thing to see. That's kind of weird.
It was weird.
I mean, I'd rather have pigeons taped to my legs. I'd rather be known as that guy than the one who's smuggling the Egyptian
Smuggling
linen.
mummy linen.
Yep. Incidentally, that's what John Lennon called his mom. Mummy linen.
Oh my god.
We're just getting dumb. Number 3, live tarantulas. A German man in 2011 pled guilty to shipping hundreds of live tarantulas into the U.S. through the mail. Sven Koppler, 37, admitted mailing some 247 live tarantulas to federal agents in Los Angeles who were posing as buyers as part of an investigation dubbed Operation Spider-Man.
Oh my god! They weren't even trying that day.
That was horrible. Sven needs to work on this.
Yep. Sven didn't name it. He's just the one shipping.
Oh, he's just. I don't care.
He's just the evil madman trying to take down LA like Arachnophobia did to
Yep, I will mail them all tarantulas. Number 4, a man disguised as a car seat. Mexican national Enrique Aguilar Conchola, I have to get that right, can be seen in a picture. I didn't have the picture on here. Sewn into a passenger seat of a vehicle in an attempt to illegally enter the U.S. Conchola was stopped at the San Ysidro border crossing in California in 2001. This was only the beginning of intricate and potentially dangerous compact spaces undocumented immigrants have tried to squeeze into to cross the border into the U.S. Disguise is sewn into a car seat. That's brilliant.
Was somebody sitting on him?
They would have had to been.
Like
Otherwise, I just kind of picture his like head, little arms out the side, and just that's crazy. That's crazy. Number 5.
Said, don't have beans tonight.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. Did that seat rip? Yeah, sort of. Number 5, which also in itself would be a great show title, Black Market Baloney.
Oh, yeah.
Get you some of that black market baloney. In November 2019, Customs Border Patrol officers seized more than 150 pounds of the Curious Deli meat. Curious Deli meat. Just poking its nose into everything. It's just curious. At the port of entry in El Paso, Texas, the CBP said the bologna is prohibited to cross the border due to its pork content. Pork products from overseas could introduce foreign animal diseases to the U.S. pork industry. The smuggler tried to tell officers it was turkey ham when questioned about the red rolls lying in the back of his truck. 150 pounds of black market bologna.
That's a lot of Texas tube steak.
Yeah, that it is. Lot of Kentucky families went hungry that night.
Would love a Netflix documentary on that one.
Oh, that would be great. Black market bologna smugglers.
Yeah.
Man, I can't take any more show titles. We have over show titled this show.
You're gonna have to create an archive.
Yeah,
of show titles.
unused yet disregarded show titles.
Black market bologna smuggling.
I'm still writing that one down. Black market bologna smuggling. You don't know what you're getting.
Bologna's got a first name.
Don't tell anybody. It's Petro. Sorry, it's taking me a while to write black market black market bologna smuggling. Okay,
Double
we got it. Yep. Did you say double stuff? Double stuff bologna smuggling. Not telling you how they smuggled it in.
I'm not going to tell you all this stuff in either.
Yeah, prison rules. Oh. No. Number 6, live songbirds. Sorry, this is a hard part to read because it starts off with the guy's name, Sony Dong.
Shut up, dude.
56 was arrested in 2016 for again trying to smuggle endangered good luck songbirds into Los Angeles from Vietnam. He was sentenced to 1.5 years in prison in 2018 and ordered to pay $5,500 in fines after the judge said the conditions in which the tiny birds were trafficked, taped to his legs and ankles of smugglers, were deplorable, according to the East Bay Times. In 2010, Dong had been sentenced for Dong had been sentenced to 4 months in prison after customs officers found 14 live Asian songbirds individually wrapped for their protection. You got to individually wrap your Dong songbirds. That's the name of his company. It was Dong Birds Limited. Anyway, individually wrapped in cloth and strapped to his legs as he tried to pass through LAX after a 15-hour flight from Ho Chi Minh City. 15 hours of songbirds strapped to your legs. That's a rough flight. I'd rather sit next to a baby.
I'd rather be in a baby mill.
Number 7, a whole pig's head.
Okay.
Nice. Hardy the Beagle, who works for Customs and Border Protection as an agriculture detector, discovered the roasted pig's head and other remnants at Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport in October 2018. A passenger traveling from Ecuador was relieved of his leftovers, and they were destroyed to avoid introducing foot and mouth disease, classical swine fever, and other animal diseases.
How do you have the balls to bring that onto an airplane? I've seen people bring like buckets of chicken that smell, but a whole roasted
pig's head.
Maybe it's their support animal.
This is my emotional support pig's head.
I saved him from the black market bologna smugglers.
Yeah, it could have been worse. This poor guy could have ended up as black market bologna.
He was almost double stuffed.
Yep,
I'll tell you.
Smuggling in the most ungodly ways. Number 8, dead birds for pet food.
What is the bird theme going on?
There are a lot of bird smugglers. There's a lot of bird smuggling.
I didn't even know like smuggling birds was like that.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It's a big market.
It's big black market bologna and black market songbirds. That's the big thing these days. Anyway, just this week, Customs announced that agents in Washington, D.C. seized a package of dead birds from the luggage of a passenger traveling from China. Customs Border Protection, our agriculture specialists inspected the passenger's bag and found the prohibited birds. Wonder if they would have been prohibited if they were live. I don't know. Which the passenger said were food for his cat. Officer seized and incinerated the passenger. No, the deceased animals so to avoid spreading the highly contagious bird flu. Number 9. Finally, we're at the end of this, Scotty. I didn't think we were going to make it for a while. Number 9, live tropical fish. This may have been the most daring attempt of them all. Customs officials stopped a woman in 2005 when she arrived in Melbourne off a flight from Singapore. There they found 51 live tropical fish in plastic bags tucked into a custom-made apron tied around her waist. Wow, it would have had to been custom-made. I don't think they make your average apron to hold 51.
Well, I'm really
live
surprised
fish.
because I've witnessed, not in person, but on in videos, what they have done with eels. So,
I've heard about that, oddly enough. Not electric eels that you don't want to. No. Battery operated, maybe. But all right, man. This hour has just zipped right by.
Patrick got lost in
Enchanted
Forest of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, we're gonna have to call him back out here so he can take us to break because I don't know how to work equipment.
I'm not allowed to touch the buttons.
Yeah, I can't touch the buttons. Hey, Patrick. Okay, never mind. Anyway, well, we got a few minutes left. So, Doug, why don't you tell us how we can get a hold of your podcast, where we can find it, where we can reach out to you on social media, anything you want to throw out there, any big episodes that you have coming up, just anything you want to promote. Now is your time to shine.
This is my time. Anywhere you listen to podcasts, we're on all the major platforms. Just search The Good, The Bad, and The Sequel. Or if that's too hard for you to remember, just go to our website, sequelsonly.com. And on all social media, it's at sequelsonly. And a pretty big interview that we have, it's going to be probably in about 4 or 5 weeks. I got Robert Hayes, who was in Airplane.
Oh, nice.
He was, talking about a cool guy, and he loved that movie, and we talked a lot of behind the scenes of that. And of course, we talked Airplane 2, which, I'm going to say, it holds up. It's a pretty good sequel.
Nice. Yeah, Airplane 2, that was a good one. Not as good as the first one, but still good. That was a good sequel.
Yeah.
All right.
No, that's it, man. This has been great.
Well, thanks for calling in. It's been good talking to you.
Yeah.
And enjoy your sequels. I'm gonna go this week and watch Police Academy 6 now.
Yeah.
Just to
Scotty, go get yourself some donuts.
Yeah.
I really love that emotional support from you. Thank you so much. I actually just went to your page, Sequels Only page, and gave it a thumbs up. So,
whoa, thank you.
Yeah, well, dude, don't get too excited. I'm really not that big of a deal, but you have my support,
to us, Scotty.
Oh, thanks, Don.
One more.
That's right.
That's all that matters.
That's all we need is just one more.
There you go.
Awesome, guys. Well, thank you.
All right,
brother.
Thanks a lot. It's great talking to you. We're going to go ahead and take a break. Patrick,
do your thing.
Yeah, do your thing,
Finger Wizard.
That's a good
do
title
your thing,
for you.
Finger Wizard.
Do your thing, Finger Wizard.
That should forget about DJ Triple P. DJ Finger Wizard.
Oh gosh.
That goes well with the D&D stuff too.
Finger Wizard.
Patrick is a finger wizard.
I'm gonna tell Sean that.
DJ Patrick Finger Wizard.
Patrick Finger Wizard. The old PFW.
All right, get us out of here for the break.
Oh wait, we're still on the air?
Yep.
Right.
I need a cuddle.
I need a cuffing cuddle.
All right, hit it, Patrick.
It's taking a while. It's taking its good old time. There we go.
You're in Goodwill, and just past that
welcome back to the Life Radio Show, or welcome to the Life Radio Show if you're just tuning in. Either way, welcome. You're here. It's good to have you. I'm your host, Don Smith. Wildcraft.
Wildcraft.
I did that just to drive you nuts, Scotty.
That's beautiful. Keep doing it.
Scotty May is my co-host for the rest of the show.
Beautiful.
Because you were here for the first part. So
I
you're just
would
here for the whole
not
thing.
want to be anywhere else except a donut shop.
Why? Does
I
somebody
don't
keep
know.
talking about
Probably
it or
the
something?
subliminal messages.
Yeah, we're very subtle. This is a lot.
Oh yeah, they
subtle,
were so subtle.
subtle message. Yeah. Patrick's still here, although he's going to be leaving again. Even though we have give the man a camera and he splits. That's just wrong, Patrick. You even listening to me?
Yeah, I'm listening to you.
Got to go play D&D with your friends.
Oh, we're not playing D&D. We're just putting
You're
together
editing.
a
You're
recording.
editing pre-played.
Pretty much.
Best
yeah.
of D&D pre-played.
The finger wizard's got to do his job.
That is true. That is true.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Yeah. Come here, finger wizard. Anyway, we're waiting for a call from Steve Stolier.
Man, I'm
That
excited
should be
about this
fun. Yeah,
one.
that should. I didn't even read all the notes you have over there. I just know he
There's quite
spent
a
a long
bit.
time as Groucho Marx's personal assistant.
Yeah, but there's so much more to him than that. His resume is
sure, yeah.
impressive. So
I'm glad one of us researched.
Yeah,
because I don't do anything.
Well, he sounded pretty serious on the phone when he just called you a few minutes ago. So I might have to take my shirt off for this interview.
Sweet. Yeah, you just had somebody stop out and look into the window when you said that, and then with a 10-second delay, she just heard that and left. So we had a viewer that was like a live viewer.
We got all kinds of passerbyers.
The life is filmed before a live studio audience today. Yes, and none of them are paying attention. They're just walking on past. If you took your shirt off, we might get some people looking in.
You think so?
I don't know. Maybe.
I got a sweet Joker tattoo on my back.
You have
There
to
you
be
go,
in
there
my
you go.
seat in order for it to be effective if you do take your shirt off.
I don't know.
He's just showing his back tats.
I think it'd be pretty effective if you keep sitting in that seat.
I guess the finger wizard has an effect.
Yes.
Well, you'd be surprised.
Patrick the finger wizard. I love that. That is
Tara's my
hilarious.
finger wizard.
You're supposed to be hers, Scotty.
Oh, well, we share.
Oh, okay. You
share.
We share.
You're her finger wizard. She's your black market baloney.
Wow.
And you're a soft five.
Soft five.
I think we love this show too
Yeah,
much.
T-Bone, if you're listening, I am so sorry.
T-Bone, if
That
you're
Scotty's
listening, I
a
love
five.
you very much.
T-boning the figure wizard.
Yeah, if you're listening, you probably stopped listening.
Well, we just dropped down to 7 viewers.
Sweet,
I ain't
sweet.
even taking my shirt off yet.
Yep, man, you're going to kill this show taking that shirt off. Sorry, I just had to take a moment. Every now and then you have to take a moment and gain your composure. And
Does
here
he
we
have
are,
any
here we are.
idea? I
I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, I talked to him. Yep, T-Bone's listening.
There he is. That's
Yep.
funny.
Yeah, we should have had you on the show to kind of ground us,
she
keep
would've
us
had so
under
much
control.
fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that we'll have to get her back on because she was a blast last time she was on.
She
She-
is
every
just so
time.
much fun
Yeah.
in general. Like
Oh, yeah.
what
Oh, yeah.
you see behind this microphone is who exactly she is outside. We have it's sickening how much fun we have together.
That's good. That's good because when I leave this microphone, I'm miserable. I just kind of collapse out there, and Patrick has to drag me out to my truck.
That's why I had to have back surgery.
That's why he's the finger wizard. It's how he carries you to the truck.
Gets me up and moving. Oh, we're gonna crash and burn this episode. I know we are. I can feel it.
I
feel
hope
it.
I can I hope he can appreciate. Well, he's got to appreciate humor. He used to write for the Dick Cavett show.
Well, there you go. And he used to be personal assistant to Groucho Marx.
Yeah,
got to be
so
some
they're
humor.
comedy, man.
Yeah. We're good. I think we'll be fine. Not of course, not professional. T-Bone, are you talking to me or Scotty?
Scotty.
Okay, good.
Is this going to be the first time this has ever been done on live?
Oh, you're gonna do
it? No, I don't think so. I'm sure Probably. So
I don't know. This might be the first time that anyone's ever done it on the air. That is, I have to say on the air to clarify.
Yeah. Well,
I'm sure
why are you
people have done it
clarifying?
off the air.
Oh, well, yeah.
Tara
yeah.
said you know the safe word.
I mean, that's why we have a couch over there. So
Ew. You have a black light in here? 'Cause
Oh, yeah,
I'm really
yeah.
curious about
you
this
don't
couch.
want to stay away from the couch. The chairs are bad enough, Scotty.
All right.
See, we just
Wait,
we
the
just
chairs
jumped,
are bad
we
enough.
just jumped listeners right now. Just see that?
see, the problem is
And they
this
just
camera's
drop
not
back off.
this
So, yeah.
camera's not low enough.
No, it's fine. You don't want to go.
What are
any
you
lower
wanting
than
to
that.
take pictures of,
It is
Patrick?
cross tattoo.
He's only a soft 5. Hey, there's our phone
There's
call.
our phone caller. Here we
Thank
go.
God. Hey, welcome to the Life Radio Show. You're on the air already.
I am?
You are, because that's we just like to surprise people with that.
Well, it can only be so much of a surprise since I'm the one that called you.
That's true, because you knew what you were getting yourself into, sort of.
Sort of, kind of, maybe a little.
Sort of, kind of. Yeah, Steve Stolier, am I pronouncing that right?
You are.
Steve?
How'd
Okay.
that happen?
Well, I practiced. I sat at home going, Steve. No,
Oh, yeah.
That would have been very weird.
Do you doing that with the finger wizard?
Okay. So, yeah, you know.
You'll be doing that a lot.
Yeah. We got a shirtless man in here and Patrick the Finger Wizard. So we're going.
Okay, so it's a theme show.
That's the theme.
Absolutely. It's yeah. So welcome to the show.
I'm getting
Thank
a little. The finger wizard's getting a little anal retentive too.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
There we go. There we go.
All right, Patrick, go
Yeah, we
play
lost him.
D&D.
Yeah.
Sorry. Anyway, Steve Stoll, you're welcome to the show. It's good to have you. I hope we haven't scared you off yet.
I'm sorry, Steve can't come to the phone right now.
I don't blame him.
He was scared off by the opening introduction.
Yeah.
So welcome to the show. Tell us you were a personal assistant and close friend of Groucho Marx, correct?
Well, we didn't call them assistants back then. We called them secretaries, and I didn't really see anything second-class citizen-y about that. I was Groucho's secretary and also his archivist, in charge of putting all of his memorabilia together to be donated to the Smithsonian after he died. And I worked right inside his house for the last 3 years of his life, and it was truly a dream come true, actually in the literal sense, because I used to dream about meeting Groucho, my idol. And they would be really tangible dreams where I'd like to be asking him for a cigar or talking to him or something. And then as I woke up, I could see it all dissolving and get really frustrated that it was all in my mind. And I thought, I'm never going to meet this man. But happily, I was wrong.
Yeah, that's awesome that he was your idol, and then you got to be that close with him for so long.
That's all I ever wanted, was to just shake his hand and thank him for duck soup. And instead, I got pulled into the ups and downs of my fading hero for the last 3 years, and it was quite a maturing experience, but also one that I just wouldn't trade for anything, and it was truly life-changing. Not just getting to spend time with my hero, but also the two brothers who were still alive, Zeppo and Gummo, and then all sorts of Groucho's writers, Maury Riskind and S.J. Perelman and Irving Brecker would come by, as well as celebrities along the lines of Bob Hope and Steve Allen and Jack Lemmon and Red Buttons. And,
wow.
And it was just a remarkable... And I was always welcome at the lunch table. There wasn't any sense of, the help eats in the kitchen. So even if no one was coming for lunch, it would at the very least be Groucho and me. And so I got to ask him just all the questions I'd ever wanted to ask my hero. Plus, just appreciating the fact that he was a man from 1890, which blew my mind.
Right.
And someone who knew personally people that just seemed mythic to me, like George Gershwin and W.C. Fields and James Thurber. But just someone whose firsthand memories went from before the Wright brothers to after the moon landing. He was just a staggering historical figure for having witnessed so much, in addition to being, the guy in the grease paint mustache in Animal Crackers and Monkey Business and all that. So I set down my memories and experiences in a book called Raised Eyebrows, My Years Inside Groucho's House. And that's available on Amazon in paperback and Kindle, and the audiobook with me doing all the voices. And if someone wants a signed copy, they're welcome to order one from me at my website, which is www.stevestoliar.com. And the book is currently being developed into a motion picture, so it will be very strange to see me at 20 with hair and mutton chops and a mustache and 70s clothing. But it really was a kind of a remarkable thing for me to go through, because I was just this wide-eyed kid getting close to his hero as he's fading out and putting up with all of these people with strong personalities, and it was just really an astonishing experience, as you could imagine.
Oh, absolutely. I do have to ask you, being made into a movie, who do you want to play you?
Well, the thing is, since I would have been about 20, I'm sure it's someone I've never heard of or seen. People suggest people, and I'll say, he's already 38 or 40.
Right.
Because our frame of reference in terms of young actors, they're only on our radar. Once you get to a certain age, you're not really plugged into who the hot young actors and actresses are. So
yeah, that's true. Because even Bieber's beyond that now. So you don't want him playing you anyway.
I don't know that he can act.
Very true.
I thought you said Beaver, and I thought you meant Jerry Mathers. And I thought, oh my God, you've really overshot this thing.
Yeah, we're going to use a little CGI and green
We'll
screen.
de-age him like Robert De Niro and Al Pacino in The Irishman.
Right. We can do it. We can do it. We have the technology.
That's it.
Steve, this is Scotty Mays. I'm the co-host with Don tonight.
Hi.
First off, your resume is impressive.
Oh, thanks.
I did some research, and you covered quite a bit of what I was going to ask you. So
okay, well, thanks a lot, and have a bitchin' summer.
The one thing that I did want to ask, it was rumored in 2015 that Rob Zombie was going to direct that movie.
Yeah.
Is he still?
He was.
Really?
He isn't now. Unfortunately, it was. We were the strangest Hollywood marriage since Ernest Borgnine and Ethel Merman, I think, because he's this tattooed heavy metal rocker, and I'm into the Algonquin Round Table and Gershwin and all that. But he had read the book and loved it and wanted to make it into a movie. And I was initially reticent because he had only done horror stuff, but then we got to know each other, and it turned out we were absolutely on the same page about everything.
Yeah, he loved your book. He said it was one of his favorite books.
He did, and which blew me away. And we're still pals, and we still email, and there's certainly no bad blood between us. But I think what finally happened was, unfortunately, we hit the wall on financing because he was typecast as a horror guy. And I even wrote an op-ed piece for the Hollywood Reporter a few years ago where I talked about all of the mainstream directors who started in horror and then branched out into other things, including Robert Wise, whose one of his first films was Curse of the Cat People, and he ended up doing Sound of Music and West Side Story. But there's such a strong desire to pigeonhole people. And so the production company that optioned it, they finally just said, we're just not making any progress because the people with the money are saying, I don't know. And it's too bad because I think he would have done a fine job.
Oh, absolutely.
That said, they still want to get it done. They still loved the story, so they re-upped my option, and they're hoping to get it made with another director by the end of the year, which would be a remarkable thing. And I'm just sort of trying to stay loose. I've accepted the fact that I can't control everything. I wrote the book. I lived it. I wrote the initial screenplay, but I also understand that when something is optioned and gets put into other hands, you have a voice, but you can't just say, no, I'm vetoing that casting decision or something. Right. But I'm also good friends with Woody Allen, and he said the important thing is to get a film made from this. He said, because it doesn't do anyone any good just to have the script sitting in your desk drawer. And he's right. Even if it, I'm sure that there's going to be emotional ups and downs watching it come together. But the bottom line is a movie made about a part of my life, and that I had a lot to do with, in all the steps leading up to the actual production. And I'm co-executive producer, whatever that that entitles me to, a free Juji fruits at the premiere or something. So that's what happened. It's it's very often the case where you read about so and so was attached to play the lead and he's left, or so and so is going to direct it and he's left. So that's what happened here. But Rob's a great guy personally, and we're still pals. But that's the short answer to your question. And now we're all out of time, folks. And that's why I say when you're smiling.
So I want to take a hard left turn here and kind of hit on the new WKRP in Cincinnati that you did some writing for.
Oh, sure.
So there had to be some nostalgia with that because you still had some of the original cast members from WKRP on there.
Yeah, Gordon Jump and Frank Bonner and Richard Saunders.
And wasn't Lonnie Anderson still on that as well?
She wasn't on the reboot.
Okay.
She was on the original show. Right. But the producer was Bill Dial, who was a good friend of mine, and who I had actually worked for as a production secretary before going to New York to write for Dick Cavett at HBO and then come back as a successful writer. Then Bill hired me as a writer after hiring me as a secretary. And he had been on the original KRP. He actually had written Turkeys Away, the one that fabulous Thanksgiving. As God is my witness, I thought turkeys could fly. That was Bill. So he passed away a few years ago, unfortunately, but he has left us with the legacy of Les Nessman going, oh my gosh, this is just terrible, the humanity, there's turkeys falling everywhere. So yeah, I was able at least to be a part of the reboot and wrote a couple of episodes of that, which was, great fun to do.
Well, that's really cool, and I would be doing my grandchildren a disservice if I didn't bring up the fact that you did the voice for Frosty Returns.
I did voices for Frosty Returns. Yeah, I did some voices for some of the Peanuts special, and also in Frosty Returns, I was the radio voice at the beginning that says something like, it's 37 degrees outside, and you know what that means, plenty of white stuff, or something like that. And I also made some cat noises and was like a few of the townspeople or people on the board of the bad guy who wants to melt Frosty or whatever it is. But I remember at the time thinking, I hope this will become a perennial holiday favorite that they staple to the original Frosty the Snowman, and then it'll get shown every year. And that's exactly what's happened since I did that. Now it's an hour block. And it was great working on that, doing the voices for that, because I got to hang out and work with John Goodman and Andrea Martin and Jan Hooks and Brian Doyle Murray, and now I'm blanking on her name. She played the little girl in it who was the star of it, and then she went on to be in Mad Men, and is now on the show, the Futuristic Women in White Oh God, I've become one of those people that says he's the one that was married to the woman that sang the song about the guy that had the delicatessen across from the theater with it. You know who I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, so that's cool. And this is my last thing, just to make even a harder turn.
Oh no.
I too.
I hope it doesn't involve trigonometry.
No, it does not. It does not. But back in the day, I too used to say it's 38 degrees, and this was during active addiction. And I'd be like, you know what that means? Plenty of white stuff.
Yes, but the difference is, I recorded that in Los Angeles when it was 74. When you say it's 32 degrees outside, it was 32 degrees outside.
And when I say plenty of white stuff, I wasn't talking about actual snow either.
Oh, well. Oh, Elizabeth Moss. That was the actress I was trying to think of.
Oh, there you go.
She was like a little 9-year-old girl at the time, and now she's this big, Emmy-winning actress, which is really cool. So.
And just so you know, I've asked you these questions with my shirt off this entire time.
Yes, Scotty.
Yeah, it enhances the quality of the show.
Right. It's the whole interview process is just made that much better if you know the interviewer is tattooed and shirtless. And apparently so much more tanner than me that everybody has to comment about how
you are
pale
quite
I am.
The pasty
I am
critter,
quite the pasty talk show host.
We're red and white. We're just missing the blue.
Yeah.
There's almost a patriotic theme
Yeah,
in
when
here.
Patrick comes back here, I'll choke him out.
See if you can hit him where a nice purple bruise will form, and that's
there we go.
There you go.
Nice
There you go.
hue.
Patrick, you're going to get punched. No.
I was about to say something else, but it was too dirty for radio.
Oh, not
Is there anything? Look, listen. I've done Gilbert Gottfried's podcast 3 times.
So this is mild compared to that.
Yeah. We were worried.
Oh no.
Nope.
Oh, good heavens, no.
Has he ever done the aristocrat joke with you, just out of curiosity?
He hasn't done it with me, but we've done other silly juvenile things that were really refreshing to be able to do in this period of repression and political correctness and people being called on the carpet for saying things that didn't used to be taboo, but because they are now, you have to throw yourself at the mercy of the tribunal. So it's great fun doing Gilbert's show because you can really let it all out and still not hit bottom.
Yeah.
All right, Don. It's all you now, buddy.
All right. Well, we're going to have to take a quick break here. When we come back, we might do some news stories. We might find something else crazy to talk about. Are you going to stick around with us?
Are you asking me?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Oh, yes. You could throw something at me. It's very hard for me to say, gee, I have no response to that. So, yeah, what the heck?
A shirtless Scotty? We'll throw a shirtless Scotty at you.
Yeah.
Yes. Be sure to send me a commemorative non-T-shirt of a topless.
I'll trade you a shirtless pic for a signed copy of your book.
There you go.
There we go.
I'll take it under advisement.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back here shortly to talk some more with Steve Stoliar. In the meantime, we're going to play a little Mr. Stone King since Scotty's shirtless. This is the song "You Can Run." Hit it, Patrick. Hey, this is Don Smith from the Life Radio Show. Do you like telling jokes? Are you the class clown? Do your friends always tell you you're funny? You want to prove them wrong? Well, nearly every Sunday, Wiley's Comedy Club at 101 Pine Street in Dayton's Oregon District brings you Wiley's Sunday Comics. You can be the one on stage making people laugh. Or not. All you have to do is send an email to wileysundaycomics@gmail.com and follow the instructions in the reply email, and you can tell jokes at Ohio's oldest comedy club.
Hey man, this is Donnie Baker at Wiley's Comedy Club, and you're listening to WWSU 106.9. Swear to God.
Baker taking it back in as an entry, because he's going to be at Funny Bone this year instead of Wiley's. I'm a little upset by that, but anyway, welcome back to the Live Radio Show. I'm your host, Don Smith.
Sacrilege.
A wild
going
craft.
Funny Bone.
We are in with the shirtless Scotty Mays, so much more tan than me. I'm jealous.
And red with the light.
And red. Yeah, that's what it is. I need to be closer to that light. That way,
red light therapy.
See,
man.
I got a white light reflecting off my big movie theater forehead. Scotty's sitting
we
over
could
there.
put a billboard on that
Scotty's
forehead.
sitting over there basting in the red light district.
With the finger wizard.
With the finger wizard sitting here. You have better light than I do because you're far more pale than me. I just have bad lighting in here and everywhere else I go. Anyway, Scotty Mays is my co-host still, and we still have Steve Stoliar on the phone. We were talking a little bit off the break.
That's
about,
what you think.
We were hoping you'd still be here. We weren't sure.
No, I'm terribly sorry. Once again, Mr. Stoliar is no longer available. I'm sorry to say that I'm fully clothed. I didn't realize it was a clothing-optional radio show.
Well, it all has to match because Scotty's shirtless. I don't have my pants on.
Yeah, I don't have socks. I don't have socks on. Does that?
So
do I
there we
get
go.
credit?
We're all good.
The complete.
We're all good.
Okay.
That's the Holy Trinity.
Yep. Together we are one handsome naked guy.
Well, what were we talking about during the break?
I can't remember now. No, Scotty had a question.
we had hit on like any kind of like insight and just pearls of wisdom that was shared with you from.
From Groucho. Yeah. Well, he had great respect for the audience. There's some comedians who, if they're not getting laughs, they get angry and start insulting the audience. And really, it is the fault of the person on stage. It's their responsibility to make you laugh. So he was very keen on what's working and what isn't working. And jokingly, he said, our rule was if Zeppo thought a joke was funny, we took it out. But the truth was, as you may have heard, that Zeppo was actually quite the life of the party, very humorous, very personable. We actually dated the same girl at one point. I was 19. Just after. I was 19.
Oh, okay.
She was 19, I was 20, and he was 74. So it was a December of the following year thing. But I had brought her with me to Groucho's for dinner when Zeppo was visiting, and he was kind of captivated by her. She was young and attractive and blonde and had a great personality. And after she and I broke up, I wrote him a letter asking if he had any advice for the lovelorn, since I knew he had been around the track a few times. And instead, he called me from Palm Springs. He said, Steve, it's Zeppo, Marks. How are you? Listen, I don't want to step on your toes or anything, but do you think that Linda would go out with me? And I thought, this is really weird. I'm looking for some solace, and he's hitting on her. And I said, I don't know. I think she enjoyed meeting you, because I would never want to do anything that would upset you. You understand? So I put them in touch, and they went out once. He took her to dinner in San Diego and a Jai game in Tijuana, which I guess that was what a first date was for Zeppo Marks. And he said, listen, I didn't even kiss her goodnight. She was very nice, Steve, but all she did was talk about herself. And then I ran into her on campus, and she said, Zeppo was very nice, but all he did was talk about himself. And I think they were both right. But then at parties at Groucho's after that, if Zeppo was there, he'd introduce me to someone, and he'd say, "This is Steve. He and I went out with the same girl, but he got further with her than I did." And it was like my claim to fame. So, but not a lot of people have Zeppo stories. So
that's probably true. Yeah.
But yeah, it was a remarkable position to be in, to listen to Groucho's reminiscences about vaudeville and the people he worked with and the experiences they had, covering just decades of entertainment history.
That's amazing. You've had the life that you've had and still have.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was going to say.
You're telling me it's okay for me to.
I don't want to write you off.
Yes, I'm going to go die now. Yes.
All right, Don. I'm done.
Yeah, Scotty's done. Put your shirt back on. And we just lost. No, I'm kidding. I was going to say your story about them. If Zeppo laughed at a joke, they'd throw it out. It's kind of like if Ringo wrote a song for the Beatles.
Yes.
That's terrible. That's terrible. The reason I said my friend Susie's listening, and I made fun of Ringo once, and she got mad, so I had to do it again.
There's a friend of mine. A friend of mine had dinner with Ringo some years back, and he was telling him about when the Beatles were about to break up officially. So Ringo called his mother to let her know, because he didn't want her to hear it over the radio. So he called her up and said, "Well, it's true, the boys and me were breaking up." And she said, "Maybe you could go back to playing some of the local clubs around town." She only saw it as her son was losing his job.
Oh,
I think no matter what you accomplish as a child, your parents are always thinking, but what if it doesn't work out?
Yeah.
So here was Ringo Starr, independently wealthy by 1969, and her response was, "Maybe you could go back to playing some of the local clubs."
Poor Ringo.
Yeah. No, poor Pete Best, not poor Ringo.
All right. Do we want to hit some news stories
let's
now?
do it.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Osaka's Itami Airport is setting up a toilet area for traveling dogs, complete with a pole for them to cock a leg on. The toilet in a fenced-off yard outside the terminal will also have a shower and water bowls. Operator Kansai Airport says the pee hole will flush.
Unfortunately, there are no facilities for humans, only dogs.
Right, exactly. Sorry, I think Scotty lost it on the pee hole.
Pee hole.
Because that's the show title.
The pee hole flush.
Through the keyhole towards the pee hole, I think, is the behind-the-scenes look at the phenomenon of the pee hole.
Oh, wow.
And Barbra Streisand told us that the people who need pee holes are the luckiest people in the world. So it was a big hit song.
There you go. Oh, man. Designed to encourage dogs to relieve themselves before boarding domestic flights, because during is always tricky. It will be the first such canine comfort facility at a Japanese airport. Service dogs are permitted to use disabled accessible toilets in the terminal, but the mess must be cleaned up. That's get out of your chair and clean that up. It's your dog.
Take him
terrible.
outside, but we're 8 miles in the sky. I don't want to hear your excuses.
Oh, that's wrong. Phew. When marketing Rio de Janeiro, Brazil's national tourism agency typically focuses on the city's world-class beaches, samba-filled music scene, and caipirinha-fueled parties. Violent crime is rarely listed among the attractions, but in an embarrassing social media snafu this week, the Brazilian Tourist Board accidentally shared a critical Instagram post from a tourist who did not enjoy her stay in the so-called marvelous city. I quote, "I just spent 3 days in Rio with my family, and in those 3 days, my family and I were robbed, and my 9-year-old sister witnessed a violent robbery," Instagram user wrote. And in their story post, I can't recommend a city where I felt afraid to even leave the apartment. The tourist board deleted the shared post on Wednesday. It said in a subsequent statement that sharing the post was a mistake. No kidding. Adding that it had worked hard to promote a nationwide fall in crime in 2019.
But you see, by deleting the tweet, they're turning away all the masochists who wanted to go there and be abused and robbed and traumatized. So I don't think they thought that through.
Yeah, because there's a market for
Sure.
just about everything.
Masochism tours.
I have to tell you, Scotty, that I just got a message. I just got a comment on the live feed from Autumn Hatcher saying that next time she's in the studio, she's going to have to one-up you. Well, I look forward to that.
I was going to say, well, she obviously wins.
Clearly. And she will get invited back far more often.
Yeah. Thanks, Autumn.
Oh, that's okay. Where are we?
You're in Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah, we are.
Just barely.
Yes, we are.
An unlucky in love Kansas man is offering a $25,000 reward for setting him up on a date that leads to his having a girlfriend. Yeah. Jeff Gebert, 47 of Prairie Village, says he came up with the unusual dating scheme after some failed attempts at online dating following his last breakup. I saw the definition of insanity as doing the same thing again and again and expecting different results, so I knew I couldn't go back to online dating. Maybe just don't date the same person. Just try other ones.
Or move out of Kansas.
Because I think you're kind of stuck there. Gebert enlisted the help of some friends to create DateJeffG.com, a website that attempts to use surveys with personality analytics to find him a compatible date. People who suggest women for Gebert to date on the website could win $25,000 if he ends up in a relationship with their suggested woman. Women who subject themselves Freudian slip. Women who suggest themselves.
Are you wearing a Freudian slip? I thought you were shirtless.
No, Scotty's shirtless. I'm wearing the slip. Women who suggest themselves on the site are not eligible to win the money, but they will be considered for dates, he said. So how thoughtful. Nothing? All right, good. Where else can you go with that? He's at the point he's paying for it now.
You can edit that out before this goes out.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're live, so it's okay.
I know.
Yeah, people are used to this here. That we were. Oh, let's see.
Well, I don't think people appreciate silliness as much as they should, especially in these days.
That's true.
Steve Allen was a big proponent of silliness for silliness's sake, and I don't think there's enough of it. So have at it.
All right.
I love that. An endorsement.
Yeah. An endorsement for our silliness.
I love it.
Yes, because we need that. North Korea. Speaking of silliness.
Yeah.
North Korea, which previously staged photo ops of leader Kim Jong-un riding a white stallion, has spent more than $500,000 importing horses from Russia over the past decade. Probably those formerly worn by a shirtless Putin. I call him Putin. Over the past decade, according to Russian customs data. Last year, the rogue nation paid $75,509 to import a dozen Russian purebred horses, according to recently available data reviewed by Reuters. The purchases could mean the isolated country has been bolstering its herd. You gotta watch out for those North Korean attack ponies. They'll get you every time. Bolstering its herd as it had a history of buying high-priced horses from its Russian neighbor. The newest additions mark North Korea's largest purchase of Russian horses since 2015, when the secretive regime paid $192,204 for 61 horses.
And where are those horses today? That's what all America wants to know.
Exactly.
And a nice beefy lo mein dish.
Ew.
Yeah, that's what it is. He's just bringing them over to
just for him. He's not feeding anybody else.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
We asked them why the meat wasn't more tender, and they said they don't like to beat a dead horse.
Sorry, I'm answering back to Michael Morris on here. He said Scotty May's the white stallion. I'm saying no, the red stallion. Sorry. Okay, on the 13th, Florida man Nelson Gibson tried to bring a cardboard cutout of Trump for emotional support during kidney dialysis, only to be told that he couldn't. It's emotional support.
You
Trump.
can bring your ostrich in here.
Right,
but
we're good with that. Nelson Gibson said that his family was not allowed to sit with him for the duration of his treatment when he went to Fresenius Kidney Clinic, FKC, not to be confused with KFC. That's you need a different clinic for that. Gibson's treatment lasted at least 3 hours a week, and he started to bring a picture of Trump for support. When Gibson walked into the Port St. Lucie, Florida's FKC, he had a life-size cutout of Donald Trump, which he claimed was for emotional support. They told him it was too much, and it wasn't a rally.
Well, I'm sure that the cardboard cutout was more of a comfort than if Trump had been there personally.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm sure.
that would have been brutal.
Gibson had been bringing a photo of Trump for a while and decided since no one objected, he could bring in the cutout. Yep, if you're okay with this, I'm bringing a...
He's lucky they didn't start administering the dialysis to the cardboard cutout. Figuring the cardboard cutout brought the man there as a comfort.
Yeah, this is my comfort support kidney patient. My emotional support kidney patient. That's messed up, right?
He helps me feel that things could be worse.
That could work. I bet with the way emotional support animals are these days, you could probably pass that off.
Yeah, no pun intended.
Oh, when told he wasn't allowed to bring the cutout in, Gibson left without treatment. Afterward,
they'll show them.
Yeah.
I'll die from kidney failure before I leave this at home.
It'll be all their fault. Those Democrats. We'll
show them.
Afterward, his son Eric Gibson called the facility demanding to know what happened. It was supposed to be an issue of safety from infectious disease, which made no sense, said Eric. Yeah, because cardboard, that doesn't hold disease at all. Germs don't stick to cardboard.
No, it's porous. Just goes right through.
So yeah, at least that's all the issue was with the Trump cutout was just the disease.
But cardboard cardboard's organic. It's made out of paper, which is made out of wood, which is made out of trees. So
there we go.
Right.
Yep.
It should have been good.
Yeah, well.
No. Oh, let's see. Where are we here? Police and EMTs assisted with the delivery of a baby that records show is the first birth in Sea Isle City, New Jersey, in more than 40 years. It's a terrible place.
What's going on in Jersey? What's in the water over there?
Joe and Jean Gelato said they isn't that an Italian ice cream? Oh, okay.
Gelato.
Okay, my bad. Said they were enjoying a weekend away at a family-owned home in Sea Isle City with their 3-year-old daughter Briella when Jean went into labor. Police and EMTs arrived a few minutes later and helped deliver baby Luciana, who was born about 5 minutes after the emergency responders arrived. We had to get supplies to cut the umbilical cords and everything in a natural delivery, Sea Isle officer Steve Jankowski said. That sounds like a football player.
It does.
That's a kicker.
Yeah, Janikowski.
That's a kicker right there.
Well, whenever I'm delivering a baby, you got to be sure that the umbilical cord is clear of the rest of and the crowds are cheering as I'm delivering the child, and I'm passing it to the nurse. And all right,
she takes it in for a touchdown in space. Oh, anyway. We did it right there on the floor, on the bedroom floor. Which is odd. That's where it was conceived.
That's hot, yes.
Sea Isle City doesn't have a hospital, so Luciana's unexpected birth, January 27th, 3 weeks before her due date, is believed to be the first birth in the city since 1977.
Wow.
That's a long time with no babies. That's like an apocalyptic movie type of long time with no babies. No, nothing. Nothing. All right. They had the baby, Gotti. They had the baby. Thanks to modern technology and thanks to modern technology and some expert detective work, a nearly 400-year-old painting that had long been attributed to an unknown artist in Rembrandt's workshop has now been.
I read about that.
Yeah, has now been judged to have been a work of the Dutch master himself. For decades, the Allentown Art Museum displayed. It did spade it. We're not letting this one reproduce. Displayed an oil-on-oak painting called Portrait of a Young Woman and credited it to, quote, Studio of Rembrandt. 2 years ago, the painting was sent to New York University for conservation and cleaning. There, the conservators began removing layers of overpainting and dark, thick varnish that had been added over centuries, and they began to suspect Rembrandt himself was responsible for the original delicate brushwork underneath. That'd be a surprise.
True. That's almost always the reverse, is that something is hanging in a museum that they think is someone, and then they X-ray it and find out that there's, it was a paint by numbers, or it was using it was using Sharpie ink or something like that. This is a very rare case where they had something that they didn't think was legit, but that science showed it was. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. That would definitely be a surprise when it come back. It's a what? Yeah,
a Rembrandt.
Yeah, that's when somebody else makes a quick copy of it and they keep it. They thought it was a fake anyway, so they're not wrong. I don't know. We've got about 3 minutes left. So,
boil an egg.
We're going to boil an egg. Scotty's going to crack it on his pecs, and and Patrick's going to come in and gobble it up.
It's a symbiotic relationship.
Yeah,
or if it's an egg, it's an amniotic relationship.
There you go. There you go.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Thanks.
That's why it's the Life Radio Show. We're symbiotic and ambient.
Look at that. You just came full circle with that.
Yeah.
Psychotic and idiotic.
Idiotic, psychotic, idiotic. Yeah, you got it. You have figured this out pretty quick.
Ta-da!
Steve, it has been an honor having you on the show.
Absolutely.
My pleasure.
Absolutely. Before we go, do you have any social media you want to throw out there? And, of course, plug the book again, and let us...
I'll just plug the book again. It's called Raised Eyebrows, My Years Inside Groucho's House by Steve Stoliar, Stoliar, and you can find it on Amazon or on my website of the same name.
Awesome. And I'll definitely put that out when the... I'll put it up on the site when the podcast version comes out in a little bit.
Oh, okay, good. And I'll alert my friends, both of them, to the fact that it's available as a podcast.
Oh, he's like us, Don.
Yeah. That's perfect. That's perfect.
Thanks a lot, guys. It was fun.
Yeah,
Scotty's
thank you.
one of them. Yeah, thanks for calling in. It's great to talk to you, and good luck with everything. We'll have to get you back on when the movie's in production.
Oh, I look forward to that. Okay, gentlemen, and I use the term "gentleman" in ironic quotes. Have a good evening.
You too.
You too. Thanks so much. Bye. All right. Oh, that was fun. That was great to talk to you. A lot of people that he has contact with. A lot of
doors, Patrick.
Interesting story. And then Patrick comes in slamming doors.
We're trying to have a moment here. We're trying to bring it back home.
Yeah, this is the time that we tie this whole show together. This is where all the meaning of everything comes out. This is where we tell everybody at home to look under your chairs. Look under your chairs.
Look under your chairs.
You get whatever is there because you already own it if you're at home.
Hey, real quick.
I find a donut.
Thank you for having me on the show tonight.
Thank you for being shirtless, because that probably bumped the numbers up a little bit.
I mean, we got 2.
Yeah, 2?
I think 2 left.
2 left? Oh, okay.
Maybe there's not enough nip on that. I'll stand up a little bit.
There you go. Show a little bit more nip. Yeah. Because actually, the first nipple shown on the Life Radio Show live stream was Mike Canistero.
Oh, yeah, when he was doing the thing during your comedy rundown.
So Sorry, Scotty, you're not the first.
I forgot about that.
Dang you, Mike.
I forgot about that.
Scotty, do you have anything you want to put out? Any shows any secret shows you want to promote?
No, can't indulge any info on the secret shows. But March 15th, I will be at Wiley's.
At Wiley's Sunday Comedy.
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah, and I cannot wait to get back down there. Look, I know I can get down there every weekend, but I play softball too, and I'm like, there's Look, man.
That's okay.
I'm a mess.
We always enjoy you when you come down there.
But I love my comedy family, whether they like me or not. I don't care. Because
Yeah,
honestly, if I'm being honest, there's only a few of you that I really love. And I looked right at the camera when I said that. Because,
right. That way,
they've just supported me so well. But the three people that have supported me, I love you all.
You should have a lot of support. You're a credit to the comedy community. You do so many wonderful things, helping people in recovery. It's a beautiful thing that you do.
I do have a fundraiser, a charity event coming up on the 28th at Flyby Barbecue in Fairborn for the NCCJ. It's we're celebrating diversity, social justice, and all that. It's a really cool organization. Come on out, donate to charity, and I'm honored to be emceeing that event.
Awesome.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. And then go to my Facebook page and stalk me like everybody else does. All 800 pictures and not even say hi.
Yeah. It's just all the shirtless pictures mostly.
Yeah, there's a couple on there.
I'd say they're probably a lot.
Don shirtless with donuts.
You're right, Jen. All right. On that note, thanks so much for coming in, Scotty.
Thank you.
We've missed you in here. I'm going to have to get you back in more often.
Appreciate you.
And you're going to have to bring T-Bone in.
Absolutely.
She would have had a blast.
Man, that's my ride or die.
I love how Scotty's name tag is blocking out his nips right now.
Yep.
Oh,
it's
not
like
anymore.
It's like you're hiding your own nipples. All right. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week. Next week, I'm excited. Charlie Hester is going to be back in for the first time in 6 months.
Yep.
And we're going to be in. Adrian Miller's going to be in. Larry Hankin is going to be calling in. Larry has
Voice
been
of the Flyers.
No, not Larry Hansgen. Larry Hankin.
Oh, Hankin.
Larry Hankin has been on just about every movie and TV show ever made. He's one of the founding members of the Committee back in the '60s, comedy troupe back then.
Well, shout out to Adrian for taking my co-host spot.
Yeah,
love you. You're awesome.
So it's going to be a blast. Patrick, that's all I have to say. Patrick will be here.
Patrick,
where else is he going to be?
You beautiful finger wizard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Take us out.
Patrick the Finger Wizard. All right. Tune in next week. It's going to be a blast. Take us home, Patrick. This has been the Life Radio Show with your host, Don Smith. The Life is also available in podcast form just about anywhere podcasts can be found. So check out the Life106.com for links and additional information. Thanks for listening. Now get out there and enjoy some live comedy this week.
Overwhelms me. Brutal presence.
Yo, this is Shinobi Ninja, and you're listening to